Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading for the week of March 19 to April 1, 2024. This is a reading if you are a Sagittarius sun, moon, rising, or have some other significant Sagittarius placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. And if you're returning, welcome back. Either way, I hope this is a really good reading for you and that this is going to cover a couple of weeks because I've been now doing 6 and 6. If you didn't get the news on this, I'm doing Aries through Virgo 1 week, and then I'm going to do Libra through Pisces another week, just because it's easier for me. Trying to do 12 per week has actually proven to be overwhelming with everything else that I need to get done. So we're going to start doing these 6 and 6. So this will cover a period of time through April 1st. Now, astrologically, it's important to note that we have a Mercury retrograde coming up that starts on April 1st. Its pre-shadow period begins March 18th, which by the time this video is posted, we will be in Mercury retrograde pre-shadow. We also have 2 eclipses coming up, one on the 25th and one on the 8th of April. So 25th of March, 8th of April, 25th is a lunar eclipse, April 8th is a solar eclipse. So this is bringing a lot of change for a lot of people. Now, you don't have any of the eclipse cards in your reading thus far. Several other signs that I have done do have the eclipse cards, but everybody, I think, is going to be affected in some way. So we'll see what that looks like for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you choose, and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to continue to get these notified about when these videos come out. And down in the description box below, I have links to my website, to my social media, and some other things, so you can check that out if you like. Excuse me. Okay, so the way I do these readings is I do an astrological spread based on the 12 houses of astrology. The primary deck I use is the Cartouche deck by Murray Hope, which is Egyptian in origin and nature. And usually I will clarify with a tarot deck. This week, because of all the astrological stuff, I'm using the Black Moon Astrology cards by Susan Shepard, and that's this deck. And I will finish up at the end. I will summarize with the Essential Oil Oracle. Okay. So if you're not familiar with how I do these readings, it should become clear pretty soon. So let's start at the beginning. Aries energy. Aries is your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how others see you. Okay, so you have the Sirius card with the 4th house of Roots card. So, okay, whatever's happening right now in terms of how you're presenting yourself to people, family plays a role or something connected to your origins or your past or your ancestry. Okay, 4th house is definitely connected to this kind of stuff. So whatever you're showing others, either maybe a reflection of something that's going on with a family member in your family, maybe you're reflecting some kind of thing that has to do with your parents or with somebody from the past. Maybe you're delving into your past. All of these things are possible, but there definitely seems to be something ancestral connected to your identity and what you're identifying with right now. It also has to do with the home and the home sector. So again, if you're feeling like you're more of a homebody, more domestic, not really interested in traveling, Sagittarius, though, as a sign, tends to be one that is high travel-orientated sign. So I don't know. Right now, though, it seems like you're feeling like connecting back to your roots. You have this with Sirius energy. So really what this may amount to is you kind of staying home and getting down to getting in physical shape, maybe paying attention to nutrition and good health, because Sirius has to do with focusing on your physical appearance and how you're doing physically. And I don't know if this is connected to a family thing or not. I mean, this is, as a general reading, I'm going to give all possible interpretations here. Sirius in the 1st house can also indicate expanding your mental energy. So you may be trying to think outside the box. You may have a situation where you feel constricted or boxed in some way, but this would be saying, this is telling you to think outside the box or to look at something from a different perspective. If there has been something that's a challenge, certainly this appearance would indicate that to other people you appear to be physically strong, physically active, and physically capable. And mentally, you should be able to handle whatever comes your way, even if there are some struggles right now. But it is advising you to think differently about things, which is interesting in connection with the 4th house of Roots, because this may indicate a habit of thinking about things from a familial kind of point of view or from a family point of view or whatever. You know, this is the way we've always done it in my family, so this is the way I think about it. I mean, that's a possibility here. So Sirius implies that there needs to be some new thinking there. Okay, second house. This is Taurus energy. This has to do with your finances. Okay, and we have Thoth with the ninth house. Now, for some people, and again, this is a very specific message in spite of how general I'm trying to keep this, some people may be involved in writing or publishing or something like that. And this would definitely be a sign of that because Thoth is the scribe of the Egyptian gods. And the ninth house, which is your own energy, by the way, Sagittarius energy, often has to do with communicating, writing, publishing, usually about deeper matters. So there could be somebody who's doing something academic. Maybe somebody's gotten a teaching job or is going to make money from a book or some kind of a project like that is connected to communication in some way that tends to be of a deeper nature. Because again, the ninth house is not superficial stuff. It's deep thinking. Also a sense of independence here as well, and the possibility of travel. So I don't know, there's something going on here. Thoth, in addition, has to do with things that happening in a timely fashion. So maybe your financial goals are rooted, it could either be money that's being made from some kind of a writing project of some kind or communication project. It can also mean that maybe you are focused on moving somewhere far away or going somewhere that's a distance, or maybe making your fortune at someplace that's a distance. So take it as it resonates here, but there's a lot that seems to be going on here. And Thoth can also imply karmic issues. So I don't know if there's things coming up around money. Again, the fact that we have this fourth house energy here, one of the things the retrogrades may possibly do is bring up old stuff and kind of recycle it. So there may be some things that you're dealing with, maybe some things that you need to be free of, because ninth house energy also is about being free and independent and expanding your horizons. Third house, this is Gemini energy. Okay, this is where Mercury lives. Okay, Mercury rules Gemini. And so this may be, if there's a retrograde issue, it might show up in this house. It has to do with messages, communications, travel over short distances, self-employment. So if you are in your own business or doing whatever it is with self-effort, that is also connected to this house, and also sibling relationships, brother-sister relationships. Now we do have Nephthys, which is the card of sisters. So for some of you, maybe that applies. We have it with Saturn, and Saturn is a card of truth, okay? So this is a restrictive influence. This is something that's coming in to teach us a lesson, to slow us down in some way, making us step back and reconsider something carefully. Because Saturn is one of the planets that is very karmic in nature. So something is going on here, whether it's connected to your business, whether it's connected to a family situation, because Nephthys doesn't have to be a sister. It can also just be a situation coming up that is not on your radar. Like it's something that can just come in out of the blue, a message that can come in out of the blue, given this is the house of communication. But there's something coming in that may catch you off guard, and you may, with Saturn, I feel like there's a task involved. There's something that you have to do. There's a truth perhaps that you have to face on something. Maybe you're going to get, and that is actually also very much an element of the eclipses as well. The eclipses always bring in truths. So something is coming in here that I don't think is on your radar. And whatever it is, it's going to be some task that you have to handle or deal with now. The fortunate thing is with the retrograde, there's usually an opportunity to make corrections or to fix things maybe that have happened. Whether this is connected to business, whether this is connected to a sibling relationship, perhaps a sister. I mean, again, it's going to be different for everybody. Or whether this is connected to a general message that you've received about some aspect of your life. As we go through, maybe we'll see what it might apply to. But there's definitely a sense that there's something that's restrictive that's coming in, but that restriction, the point of it is to slow you down and to get you to take a second look at something. But not on your radar at this point. Fourth house, this is Cancer energy. This has to do with home, family, ancestry. Again, we have that fourth house card up here. So you have Horus with Black Moon Lilith. Okay, now Black Moon Lilith indicates something that kind of lurks in the background. Okay, something that you're not seeing, something that you're aware of. And Horus is definitely a strong card connected to the family and family relationships. So something seems to be going on for at least some of you with the family, Sagittarius. And this, again, maybe this is the truth that you're going to have revealed, maybe through a sister, if you have a sister. If it's not, it could be a close, somebody who you're close to in your family or who's a friend. But this definitely indicates something that is just outside of your radar here. So I don't quite know what that is. You would know what your own family relationships are, but this seems to be a focus for you right now, and maybe something that you are putting a lot of energy into. This may be where you're focused right now. Horus can also indicate healing, so this may be a situation, maybe if there's been issues with someone in your family, maybe there's going to be a chance to confront whatever that issue is and hopefully bring about healing finally, for you. Fifth house is Leo energy, and this has to do with creativity, children, love affairs, and also recreation. Okay, so you have Osiris with the Grand Cross. Now, Osiris is a very stable card, okay? So this could indicate, if you're looking for love, this could indicate somebody who's a Sagittarius or another Sagittarius or an Aries, very strong fire energy, or just somebody who's very stable, whose judgment you can trust. This could be you too. You could be working on a creative project, and if you're having any doubts about where you're going with something, this would suggest that you are on point. It can also indicate something that is where you're, again, there's this element of putting down roots for you, Sagittarius, which is interesting because you are not a sign of putting down roots. But there's a strong energy of doing that, of laying down foundations. And Grand Cross, this is the provoker card. So this would mean that you may be meeting with resistance about things. Now, this could be connected, again, to a situation with a child. Could have to be a situation with a love affair, if that's a thing, or with a creative project, because those are the elements connected to this house. You're meeting with some kind of pushback or resistance somewhere, but you can rely on your own judgment in this situation. You just need to I can't say that 10 times fast. Stay solid and stable. There you go. And this provoker card, though, indicates that, again, this provocation, it reminds me of Saturn over here in the third house. There's a sense that something is being brought to your attention. You're being provoked into looking at something or dealing with something that maybe needs to be fixed. But again, Osiris is a good card because it does suggest good judgment and stabilizing a situation. So take that as it resonates here. For love, I would suggest that right now, if you're looking for love, okay, if you're single, I feel like things are going to be stable right now. I feel like any kind of thing you get involved with, you could meet with some resistance right now. If you're looking for new love, if that's the situation that you're in. If you're not, then that doesn't apply to you. Okay. Sixth house is Virgo energy. This has to do with health, healing, worries, jobs that you do, anything you do for pay or even volunteer, it's service to others. Can have to do with pets as well. But okay, we have water with the 12th house card. Now, I'm noticing that the 12th house card is showing up in the 6th house, which has to do with a job or something that you might get paid for. But then we also have Pisces in the 10th house. Okay, this is double Pisces energy connected to jobs. And then you've got water, which is the element. The Pisces is a water card. So for some of you, I feel like, okay, in connection to a job, there is some situation that is not clear. Okay, you are lacking clarity on something. Maybe there's information that you're not getting. This is the card of escape, so maybe there's a situation you're deliberately ignoring, and that's interesting because in your third house here, there's this sense of something coming about that you're not seeing. This is more Pisces energy because you're not recognizing something, the truth of something. So there may be a situation connected to a job that you need to say, hey, wake up, there's something going on here. Or it can just indicate situation that you're perhaps worried about, or even a health situation. 12th house in the 6th house, or anything connected to Pisces in the 6th house, would indicate if you've had medical tests recently, or if you have an idea about a diagnosis for something maybe that's been bothering you. It suggests that you may need to get a second opinion or second guess that diagnosis. You may be given wrong information, because when this comes up, something that you believe is not clear, okay? So, so if you've recently had a test about something, if you've had a negative result, have it checked again. It may not be right, okay? Now again, I'm not a doctor and I'm not pretending to be. Everything obviously needs to go through your medical professionals, but it does feel like there's some misinformation here. And if it's not connected to your health, it may be connected to a job situation. Water here could indicate that for some people, you are maybe planning to change jobs, but maybe there's a lack of clarity here about what that's going to look like or what that's going to mean. Or maybe you're going to be going for a job that is, or something that allows you to work more from the heart or more from your intuition rather than necessarily something practical. So take it as it resonates. Seventh house is Libra energy, and Libra has to do with relationships, partnerships, committed or legal partnerships, so marriages, business partnerships, contracts, things like that. And you have the Libra card here, actually, and you have it with Anubis. So Anubis indicates protection, okay? So you could be setting up boundaries right now. The fact that I'm seeing stability here, this could mean that some of you, if you're single, maybe you're not looking for a relationship. Maybe you're putting up boundaries, okay? But this can also indicate somebody who is protective of you, okay? You may be in a situation where you're feeling a need of protection, and perhaps there's somebody, because we do definitely see some element of partnership here with Libra. Now, the implication of this strikes me more as a contract or business partnership, because this has to do with negotiation as well. So you may be negotiating something with somebody, because Libra is about, it's about fair negotiations and about keeping things in balance. So if you're married and you're saying, hey, none of this makes any sense, then maybe this is a situation where either you feel protected by your partner, or maybe you're insulating yourself and setting up some boundaries here. But certainly it does seem to be indicating a need for balance within the relationship if things have gotten out of kilter. I mean, we are seeing the provoker card down here. If you're not married and you're looking for love, then yeah, there seems to be a need to negotiate or get something in balance here. But this does have a strong vibe about contracts or negotiating contracts for me. And honestly, seeing it this way, remember, it is Mercury retrograde coming up, so you want to be very, very careful. Read the fine print on everything. Look at what the truth is of the situation. Don't just sloppily gloss over something, because you could regret doing that. So in fact, the fact that I'm seeing 9th house and Thoth over here, there could be some legal contracts connected to money here, or maybe a partnership you're entering into with somebody. But definitely protect yourself, be careful, keep your eyes open, be aware, because Mercury retrograde is usually not a good time to sign things. If you possibly can, do it before April 1st or after April 24th, but if you can't, you can't, but then make sure you're reading the fine print. But again, in terms of a relationship situation, this could very much just indicate a harmonious partnership where you feel protected and feel amiable with the other person. So if you're having issues with your partner, then there does seem to be a need for balance and maybe a need to negotiate or look at things with a sense of humor. So again, different for everybody. 8th house, this is Scorpio energy. So Scorpio has to do with transformations and also with other people's money. And yeah, this is interesting. You have Scarab with the 10th house. So somebody here, it's possible that there's been a family member loss. And again, this is going to be very specific. If you're not in that situation, don't assume that it's going to happen. That doesn't have to mean this. But this would indicate, this is the card, the Scarab card is a bit like the Death card, because it indicates endings and new beginnings, okay? And this is a card of legacies, okay? The 10th house. So for some of you, that you might be dealing with a will or inheritance or some kind of a gift from family. And the fact that this is here, this might be connected to a recent change or loss or death. But again, if that's not going on in your family, don't worry that this means somebody in your family is going to die or something like that. It doesn't mean that. If you are some of you are dealing with inheritance issues, or just you're going to have monies coming in through that mechanism. If that's not going on in your life, then this indicates that there's going to be a change in your life, okay? Nothing to do with actual physical death, okay? But there's going to be a change coming that may bring you more recognition and maybe allow you, this might have to do with your own legacy, what you're leaving in terms of what you're offering to the world, creatively or otherwise. Okay, so there's something that's going on here. There's some kind of a change, and this has to do with how you get things out to the world, to your legacy, what you're putting out there. 10th house is definitely about your fame, career, and reputation and being visible. So it does seem like there's changes coming with regard to that, and very profound changes because it's in this house. 9th house, this is your own energy, Sagittarius energy. And we have Buckle of Isis with Chiron. Okay, so Buckle of Isis, again, we have this energy here of sacrifice, something that you give up, yielding some other kind of result, okay? So effort that you put into something will be rewarded. Now, 9th house, as I've mentioned down here, has to do with long distance travel. It has to do with educational institutions, deeper thought, philosophy and religion, anything that's Jupiter oriented, expanding your horizons. So it seems like efforts that you make to expand, whether it means taking a journey or a trip or something like that, it does seem like efforts you're making are going to be rewarded with Buckle of Isis. But Chiron has the wound here. So when this shows up here, there's something connected to that. There's something connected either to somebody who's at a distance, or something maybe connected to something you're learning, or maybe the fact that we have 4th house here, maybe these are beliefs that you had, the traditional beliefs that you've had since you were a child, maybe having to do with religion or with something else that maybe you're grappling with, because Chiron suggests a wound. Okay, so there's something here that you are healing from that you need to focus on. So in order for you to expand and move ahead, there's a wound that needs to be dealt with first here. And dealing with that wound is going to be a useful and fruitful thing. What that has to do with, again, this is the house of, like I said, independence, long distance travel, and expanding your horizons through education or through philosophy, religion, belief, deeper thought. So take that as it resonates for you, but there definitely seems to be some kind of a wound that you are investigating. The fact that the 4th house card shows up here, some of you may be in therapy, maybe you're dealing through past traumas or ancestral traumas or something like that, and trying to work through the effect that that has on your life, trying to open up a little bit here, as we see with the Sirius card. So yeah, but the efforts you're making in this direction will be rewarded. Okay, 10th house, we talked a little bit about this when we looked at the 6th. You have Pisces with the wing disc. Okay, so the wing disc is great because this indicates success, visibility, overcoming obstacles in your house of career, fame, and reputation. Now, again, you have the 10th house card over here. So whatever this is, I feel like this is a massive transformation in your career, in your legacy, or in how you are known or noticed. This could have to do with father energy too. But we do have Pisces here with it. So Pisces does indicate something that is cloudy or amorphous, or maybe seems like a fantasy or something imagined right now. And the fact that you have it down here, I feel like there's a lack of clarity concerning your career direction. But I wouldn't worry too much, because this transformation is something that is, I mean, it's something is happening on a very deep level here that promises to bring some kind of healing. And for some of you, this could be a career. Pisces careers tend to have to do with things that are more intuitive. So people in the healing arts, dealing with psychic things or something like that. I mean, if that's something that you're involved with, then this would definitely indicate success in that kind of a venture. But I mean, with water and with down here, the water card, and then with the wing disc here, I just feel like whatever you're flowing towards, it's the right thing. Difficulties will be solved. You'll be able to get past things. But at the moment, things might be a little unclear. So, and from some of the other things I'm just seeing as I'm looking ahead, this may be a condition of the eclipses and retrogrades. So for the time being, you may just need to kind of hang tight and go with the flow. But there are definitely big changes. I mean, you're about to become very, very visible for something that you're doing, from what I can see. 11th house, this is Aquarius energy. So this is friendships, your social networks, your business networks, your goals, and your destiny. Okay, and you have Earth with Mars. So a couple possibilities here. Now, Mars would indicate action. Okay, wanting to move ahead with something, taking action that might be considered aggressive, but not necessarily. I feel like you are just fired up and ready to move ahead with something. It's possible with Mars here that there could be some very animated discussion with friends, which whether it be an argument or whether it just be something that you're very passionate about. But you do have it with the Earth card. So the Earth suggests something that is developing slowly or growing slowly. So Mars may indicate an impatience to move ahead with something, but this may be suggesting that slow and steady wins the race. Now, this could also have to do with wishes or something related to your goals that has to do with money or increasing your finances or your financial, dealing with your financial situation. So, yeah. So I don't know. It's you're ready to take action on something, but I do feel like there's something that needs to grow slowly and steadily. As far as people goes, if this has to do with a friend, this could potentially be an earth sign person, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And Mars is connected to fire signs, including your own, Sagittarius, and also Aries and Leo. So take it as it resonates, but I feel like you're ready to take action in something. Maybe you're even ready to invest in something too, because Earth, again, there's a strong financial thing here. So it's going to be different for everybody watching this, but interesting energy there in the 11th house. 12th house is Pisces energy. And Pisces, as I've mentioned, we've had Pisces in several places here. This has to do with, the 12th house has to do with more profound transformations, imagination, things that are hidden, things you might be afraid of, things that you don't show to other people. And you have the Isis card first, okay? So Isis has to do with some situation that requires self-nurturing or requires care and may require some patience. Could be connected to the mother for some people, doesn't have to be, but it is a strong mother energy card. But you have it with the solar eclipse. So this is the area where the eclipse is going to hit, okay? 12th house for you. This is, and that makes total sense with the 4th house showing up in the 1st house, that you are dealing with some kind of ancestral thing or ancestral wound. Maybe this is something to do with something from far away. Maybe you're investigating overseas ancestry or something like that. I don't know. But whatever you're digging into, you're going to uncover something here. Okay, so we've got Black Moon Lilith. You're going to be uncovering something connected to family that is not what you expect, at least for some of you. Okay, and yeah, we're getting messages about something you're not expected that are going to bring truth. Strong family vibe to this. Really strong family vibe, as well as something connected to your career as well. But, but there's a strong family vibe here. And maybe it's connected to a recent death of somebody. Maybe you've had somebody in the family who's passed away and this is precipitating some of this. But if not, and it doesn't have to be the case, so that's not the only way to read that, definitely there's a whole lot going on around family for you, because this solar eclipse indicates, again, revealing truths, something that happens very, very suddenly and unexpectedly. And there may be a fear about this, being it's in the 12th house. Maybe there's a fear about what's going to be uncovered, okay? Maybe connection to your own mother. I don't know. Again, everybody's different. I feel like that's a very specific message for a particular person, but there's definitely this energy of upheaval that's going to lead to this truth that we see over here. So yeah, something's coming in, and for somebody, it's certainly very strongly connected to family, and also I'm seeing stuff connected to a job. So yeah. Take that as it resonates. Overall, you have the crook and flail with the void of course moon. So void of course moon means nothing will come of this situation. So, okay. So that means, to me, you have a lot of areas here, like in career or job, where you're maybe nebulous right now. Maybe you're wanting to do something. Maybe you're thinking about signing a contract. Maybe there's some family stuff, healing that's going on. That really needs to be your focus. Because void of course moon means there's not a whole lot of useful stuff can happen when there's a void of course moon, okay? So I feel like in your case, with the crook and flail, this has to do with self-discipline, self-confidence, getting yourself organized, and also this is a card of truth. So right now, I think your whole thing, Sagittarius, is about discovering the truth of something. It could be a family truth, it could be a truth connected to a job or relationship connection, but there's some kind of a truth that you're coming to here, and it's showing up all over the place. So this is very, very strong right now. I feel like to a certain degree, you're going to need to hang tight and see what information this retrograde and these eclipses bring to you, because I think that's going to be what's key right now. And I feel like you don't need to worry about maybe what you don't know right now. Right now, I feel like there's a focus on healing and on uncovering the past. So let's see. Let's give you a essential oil oracle card. I'm just going to shuffle these. Sagittarius, March 19th through April 1st, 2024. What does Sagittarius need to know? So we're going to, let's see. And our card for this week is the essential oil called Comforting, probably an oil blend. And as I've said, I don't really know exactly, she doesn't say which essential oils she's basing these cards on, but there are different blends. Okay, so your keyword here is consolation. And your trigger statement is, I cannot go on. Your true statement is, my heart is light. Please hold space for the feelings you have. Honor them and be with them. Your burden will be lightened. Okay, so there's something here. This would imply that there's something here that has been troubling you or burdening your heart. Something maybe you've been unsure about, whether it's connected to job, whether it's connected to family. This is basically trying to comfort you and saying, have a light heart. Because whatever's happening, whatever changes are happening, they are bringing you to a truth. So I hope this helps you, Sagittarius. I hope this reading makes sense to you. Feel free to leave me a comment. Do like this video if you enjoyed it. And if you want to keep track of these readings, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss these. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.